slightly longer than the other. One will be immediate requalification. The other one, the loser, will be going into the relegations. But there's still, a way forward. Advanced would be a nightmare for both of these teams.
Yeah, Advanced is looking like a breeding ground for talent at the moment, especially within the confines of EU. But it's a little bit of a scary one. Yes, Betera have had this upper bracket run in the group, but Apogee, this would be the 4th team they've sent to relegation if they win this series. So they've got that track record. They're looking better on paper, but they've got to look better on these pistol rounds. And Betera yesterday, 5 of the 6 pistol rounds in the series. Can they make it another one? That's not the way to start. They lose the opening duel, but there's an immediate trade. But look at Woozy. What a shot to hit there.
Yeah, really nice opening shot. Falling back as well, not wanting to overextend now that they've got this man advantage here. Polo forced back off of middle as Masval does take some space. But look at Virtuoso go. It's another kill found on short. Mass advantage in the hands of Apogee now.
Is indeed. That bomb is very much able to be retrieved. I say that Woozy still wants a little bit more. And now Elian so far removed from the situation. And actually Prism holding a lovely angle here. If he's too apprehensive, actually toying back and forth, you can tell maybe a little bit worried. This battle actually not waiting for it. Prism. Probably should have been something you had your gun out there for. There's an upgrade to the USPS there. But unfortunately they know where he is. And they are going to come hunting.
Yeah, there shouldn't be a world where Alien is able to win this one through. Apogee should be going for nice controlled peaks here. Double peaks, stacking the odds in their favor. There's another kill handed across, though. Numbers dwindling. Polo finally going to put an end to it.
So actually not waiting for it, Prism. Probably should have been something you had your gun out there for. There's an upgrade to the USPS there, but unfortunately they know where he is, and they are going to come hunting.
Yeah, there shouldn't be a world where Alien is able to win this one through. Apogee should be going for nice controlled peaks here. Double peaks, stacking the odds in their favor. There's another kill handed across, though. Numbers dwindling. Polo finally going to put an end to it. You could see what Betera wanted to do. They went for that lower push, looking to split kind of up short, but they were just immediately stopped at the gate. As soon as they come through lower tunnels into middle, complete shutdown.
And it looks like we are going into a technical timeout. Prism got caught off guard with his knife out and then suddenly wasn't in the server anymore. So maybe going to be getting him back on in hopefully very shortly. But Betera, there we go. There's the almost flawless pistol round streak broken already. Maybe they have indeed met their match on this one. Yeah, it does mean, yeah.
I think quite possibly. I mean, I imagine Polo walking in long there, or not Polo, sorry, Prism walking in long there was part of the technical issue. I can't imagine that was a planned maneuver.
Didn't look like it, did it? That very much feels like something that you pull your gun out to check, if you're going there at least knowingly. But yeah, back in the server now, and they will be awarded a fairly nice buy off the back of this. Betera, no bomb plant and very little to be found in the frag department there as well. So they are just going to be running on these pistols. A deagle actually on Elian, who struggled a little bit yesterday, hoping to see them in better form today. Prism this time, gun out, looking to get up close and personal at doors.
And immediate spam straight through the smoke. Tripex not going to be getting anything done there. Interesting, Elian does go for the Desert Eagle. Obviously, with a couple of extra kills in the pistol round, that could have been a little bit of extra cash in the back pocket to pull the AWP out, but instead, going for the Desert Eagle. Personally, not a fan, especially with how much of an Orpa's Paradise Dust2 is. You see this eco getting absolutely blended up. A single weapon lost. Not too bad.
I think the biggest issue in that round was Cloaku trying not to do team damage, if anything, all sort of lining up a little bit there. But yeah, very clean, just against the pistol side. But this round, it's going to be the first proper test of the metal. Now, it is going to massively be a bonus round here for Apogee. Betera, what can they pull out now that they've got the firepower and utility? Yesterday, they're very much favoring this util over the heavy machinery. Today, maybe a little bit more of a mixed bag.
Yeah, I mean, they've got that massive amount of range advantage at the moment with those two MP9s still being in play for Apogee. That said, and it's just going to be a fairly passive default. Knowing that these SMGs are in play, Betera can just sit and wait a little bit for an early initial opening attempt from Apogee. They are going to start to now take a bit more map control through lower tunnels, though.
They are mid. Definitely a proving ground yesterday for Betera. Mixed results, oftentimes getting a little bit over aggressive. HE to part the smoke and get some information, and actually just a dink through the smoke after it re-blossoms. Cloaku gonna need to be quick here, but not quite looking in the right direction. Massivul doubles down, and that's gonna be a lovely way to crack this round on open. Smoke to cover and head over towards that B site, and suddenly Swizz in trouble here from both sides. Goes round, just misses the timing on Massivul, but has the idea, can hear the footsteps, gonna round the corner, catch him on out, but unfortunately so many teammates ready and waiting to trade, but he's actually just bought himself so much time to work with and hides in the smoke.
Monumental play from Swizz. I mean, round was looking just about done. He somehow manages to slip the net and pick up a kill and throw a little seed of doubt into Betera as well. They've had to slow things down, wait for this smoke on site to dissipate. Finally, they do find the kill. Should be back to business as normal here now with a 4-2 advantage.
Indeed, Virtuoso probably just having a look to back away here. Difficult angle and got little to do and little safety net to try retreat, especially with Ona going to round the corner. The double swing is looking good. And now Prism, the last one left alive, actually going to get the drop there. That's a lovely AK for free. Does he even have a look for a bit more?
I don't think so.
No.
No defuse kit, save the gun. I would have liked Virtuoso to back away a little bit sooner there as well. You could see he was sticking around, sort of hedging his bets to see if Betera gave him anything, but in the end, he's lost that rifle. It's absolutely mandatory that Prism holds on to this one. Ideally, you would have saved 2, and then you've had a fairly comfortable buy next round. As it stands, with ClockU and Virtuoso both being on 2K, there's going to be compromise in the next.
I think Swizz there on site, the fact that they bunkered down and held on as long as they did, if the rotates had maybe been a little bit quicker there, because they had somebody coming in from all sides, they could have very much re-encircled this site, but no. Unfortunately, the rotates all the way from A through CT spawn is not exactly how they wanted to play this one. But here we go, back into the fray, round number 4, and it's definitely an awkward buy here for Apogee with Cloaku on that deagle. The rest of the team looking pretty sharp. Virtuoso going to be AWPing on this one. No such luck, however, for Elian on the other side.
Yeah, there's that juggled AWP coming out. It's going to be Virtuoso taking it this round on short, and you can see the compromise as well. ClockU forced to essentially be a stool for Virtuoso to stand on here on short, and he's going to miss the timing on the short peak as well. Flashbang would have pushed him off the angle regardless, but map control completely lost now.
Yeah, forced back onto their sites. And as that door smoke fades, they're going to suddenly have even more space to work with here. But as you can see, players working their way over towards B. That bomb clearly committed right now. Apogee, they're just sitting tight, trying to stop anyone heading over towards A. They've heard nothing long. Maybe they've got to be getting a little bit questionable. That smoke's going to be huge, however, on
really well
stalling
timed
out as much as they can. But Massivul, they've got to contend with this as well. And Swizz, what an anchor on this site. Can he dispatch with Shrine Jazz? No, he cannot. That's the site going to fall and rotates really far away. If you have a look at the mid control that they've got now, they can stop anything heading over through spawn.
Really impressed with Massivul's entry so far. Both of these rounds have come off of massive entry kills from him. Both the double kill in middle, followed up by that entry into the B bomb site. If he doesn't get that one, then you could be looking at around where Apogee can contest further. But as it stands, they are going to end up saving. You can see them leaning more towards long after they lost short, which is a fairly typical response. The benefit of that now is that they have a fairly solid position to save.
Indeed, they do. And Betera, they're looking to go hunting for this. They had an issue yesterday throwing away so many weapons and so much economic advantage going hunting. Are we going to see a repeat of that? Ona actually not going to be awarded the chance here for any sneaky kills. And so they're going to tie up the scoreboard 2-2. And Apogee, lots of saved weapons. It's still going to be a little bit messy for the remaining players trying to buy here. But they can at least comfortably try put something around that AWP.
Yeah, it's a tough call to make. I mean, it looks like we'll be seeing pretty much the eco, which I am a fan of, I think. I think it's the smarter play financially. Missed shot from Elian early on.
He's been struggling a little bit recently. Doors has been slightly a problematic area for him. I say that, actually, when he had the scout in hand, he was tearing up the battlefield. Just seems to be when you've got the bit more expensive sniper rifle, that's where the shots start to slip a little bit. Massful, we talked about the entries, going for a little bit more, and nobody going to be showing face just yet.
Yeah, fairly slow. Betera, obviously with those saved weapons, need to sort of sniff out what Apogee have done with this buy, because it's absolutely possible they could have forced around those saved guns. And again, it's going to be more mid-pressure, double smokes either side. And Massful again taking that point position, entering in.
Question is, are they expecting Prism to be just dancing around the back of the smoke here? Massful's going to need to be very careful because he is being watched here. On the other side of things, Tripek's going to be trying to break into the site. Polo jumped up. The flashbang is immaculate. But there we go. Prism gets the kill on Massful. Suddenly that pressure from mid is all but gone. Prism fighting some more. They've managed to get the site and actually dispatch of any nearby reinforcements. Apogee needing to quickly move on over. They've sent Cloaku around the world to try pincer this site. But can they really lock down on it?
B bomb site Dust2, possibly the hardest bomb site to retake in the map, if not one of the hardest bomb sites to retake. It looks like Apogee are going to have a stab at it. I'm not entirely convinced by this decision, but we'll see if they can prove me wrong. Already the first player's gone down, and now the safe decision is going to come through.
Yeah, rough one. Elian missed that shot earlier in the round, doesn't miss twice. Virtuoso looking to do a bit more damage as he escapes. And Ona, unfortunately, going to be the one with the trap sprung on them. Elian still hunting a little bit, knows that there's someone up there, but I don't think anyone's going to be silly enough to show face there. Tripex, however, might be called upon one more time. And just in the last second of the round. Luckily, enough money around them to maybe not be too deterred by that, but it's certainly not a fun position to be in.
Yeah, it's a little bit of extra economic damage. I mean, I'd argue that Apogee probably had more to lose by going for that little hunt. But I think absolutely right to call their first tactical timeout here. They're being abused on the B-bomb site at the moment. Every single time Betera have gone there, which is the 3 previous rounds, they've managed to take control with some massive entries in middle, but also just coming through the tunnels as well. It got close with a couple of kills being picked up early last round. But again, you're coming into these 3-on-3 retake scenarios where you don't have a lot of utility to commence a retake, and you end up just getting locked out via these choke points.
Yeah, it's definitely a rough one. And the mid control that we've been seeing taken as well has been quite nice from Betera. Yesterday, they were just running it down. They're playing a little bit more methodical today, which is nice to see. And I'm sure Apogee probably appreciate as well. Although this is on their T side, so I can't speak for what happens in the second half just yet. Elian looking to go for this peek again. This time a tag. It's getting better. Maybe next time we see the kill come on through. Actually, does a little 360, jumps back down, going for some more, but nobody really going to be contesting him here. Once again, this B bomb site. Now, they've sent Prism to go have a look long, be that contingency that they need, but they're already floating people over towards B, conditioned by the previous 4 rounds.
Yeah, and again, they can slow things right down here. Getting a bit of utility deployed. Cautious of a lower tunnels push. Shot rattles off. Just methodically taking this control again. And it's really difficult for Apogee here to find any openings because of how procedural Betera being. They haven't done the usual of pressuring long even once yet in a gun round. It's entirely B-centric so far, and Apogee don't really have much of a tailored response to it.
No, and this is scary, sending Swizz so far out as well. I like that they're setting up the flash for this, but unfortunately playing so far back, it doesn't even matter. Virtuoso taking off the angle, Massful hobbling into the site, and that Molotov so very much could have been the end of him, but luckily the smoke grenade is that pocket of air to breathe. Polo, enemies all around him. Have they even spotted him hiding in the smoke? Eventually taken on down there. It's Ona that finds the pick. Cloaku, little window, but all he can see is a bomb site swarmed. And now the rest of them just backing away. Probably going to be looking to save early on here. That site is on lockdown. 2-player disadvantage. Not today.
It's another B hit, right? Another B hit. And the interesting thing is as well is that Apogee take a timeout. They've definitely discussed this in that timeout, and Betera have called their bluff and gone, yeah, you might have made an adaptation to, bolster the defense on this B-bomb site. We're going to take it anyway.
if they go A even once now, it's going to come as a surprise. And I think that'll be quite interesting to see. But at the moment, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And why would they continue not to? They called the timeout, and I think it was very confident of them to continue to go B after that timeout, knowing that something was discussed, some way that they can try combat this hemorrhaging on that site. And they still go there, they still win the round, and that's definitely a confidence booster as well, knowing that they can take all the timeouts that they want, still doesn't matter just yet. And actually, the double AWP seems to be what they're going to try pull out as an answer.
Yeah, it was interesting because they seem to have the right idea in the last round as well, going for that little bit of aggression into tunnels. It's unfortunate that the flashbang doesn't work. There was a timing there where that absolutely just shuts the round down. Apogee instead changing things up. Yeah, quite right, going for that double up. Polo picking up one as well. Virtuoso immediately contesting suicide early on, and he's found an opening for it. This is a good start.
Lovely start indeed. We got that second AWP bolstered over towards B. Now this is where Betera switches it on up as well.
Yeah, we've had a little bit of presence made long. There's a smoke on the corner. But still heading through those lower tunnels.
This is going to be a difficult one. Cloaku, so much responsibility on their shoulders once that smoke fades. Actually, they're just going to be heading catwalk instead. Ooh, forced off the angle. Don't think anyone was quite close enough to hear that, however.
Yeah, finally, Betera have been forced to at least prod the A bomb site. And you can see the setup that Apogee have on the tunnels as well. The fact they've got two players just staring down the entrance. They've got mid control.
This is a nice switch up from them as well, because Betera, the rounds that we've seen them win, we haven't seen it get this far in with this little map control from them. So the fact that they've slowed them down, this is where Betera is going to start to struggle. And actually, Timer is going to start wearing a little bit thin as well. Massful really needs to find this pick as they sort of conga out through mid. Cloaku, it's a lovely flashbang. He gets two. Can he get the third as well? What more could you ask for there? Now the round completely shut down, forcing them to play slow, forcing them to wait for the end of this round. Clearly is yielding them the results they desire.
Yeah, the benefit of that opening pick shines bright there. The fact that Swizz is able to hold on to a full belt of utility until there are 30 seconds left in the round. He can smoke the tunnel. That's meaning you either go through the smoke or you wait till the last 10 seconds of the round. He's still got a flashbang to enable that massive multi-kill from ClockQ in middle. Or just because they have that opening pick that gives them a little bit of breathing room and forces Betera to explore other options. Gives Apogee plenty more avenues to strike back.
And they've been really good at dealing with Massful as well. That flashbang, just so perfect. Any less than full blind on either of those players, he wouldn't have got two, let alone three. But so well done. The fact that the third goes down is quite frankly daylight robbery there. But alas, that's how his cookie crumbles. But Betera, they do need to bite right back into this. They've got a little bit of padding from their fairly successful win streak here. So you have to start being a little bit cautious, however, but Virtuoso, what a pick to come on through. Now, Tripex, quiet game from him thus far, needs to find something, spots the head of the player jumping there on Cap, but not even going to go for the shot. Cloaku knows that people starting to encroach on his territory, going to stay steadfast.
Much of the same from Betera, right? We've seen this approach pretty much every round here. The lower tunnels, slow, push. But this time again, Apogee have found that opening, which was Betera's undoing in the previous round. Virtuoso playing the crack angle here on mid doors as well. Flashbang. Not going to matter. Timing shot. Fully blinded. Now ClockQ can get aggressive. There's one. There's a second. Leaving ShineJez in a 1 versus 5. Another strong round. A statement from Apogee.
Yeah, so hyper-fixated on the other side of the door that they forget that there are even other angles to be peeked from. Cloaku bid his time. He waited so patiently there as well from the initial spot, the players in tunnels. And all he has to do is sit and wait for his time to come. Pops out. Lovely little 3K there. And sweeps up the round. Now, even once again, this feels like it's going to be a little bit of a back and forth here. If Betera can find this round, break the stalemate, we'll continue this game of cat and mouse for a bit longer. But the issue that they have here, they are fresh out of cash. They've got nothing left padding their pockets. They do have Shine Jez on this hero AK, and yesterday we saw some amazing multi-kills coming out from them. Round-defining, half-defining moments even. But alas, it's gonna really need to shine here, and unfortunately locked out of B again, forced down tunnels, and it just seems like they're not quite learning.
Yeah, I mean, again, repeat performance, this time with weaker weaponry and a single hero AK. Nice HE grenade, gonna chunk down, especially some of these unarmored players.
Yeah, that Molotov as well is looking particularly dangerous.
There's an attempt at a boost there. ClockU decided pranked and walks away. Gonna be a short pop. Lovely shot out of ClockU. Transfers onto the second. Plenty of information now. Polo can do his rest of the bidding. Headshot on the Julies as well. Just owner left. Has got that AK, but no Kevlar. Nothing to be done.
And the contingencies there from Swizz and Virtuoso just to make sure that there's no escape left either. Just nicely played there from Apogee. They're shutting down this really early aggression that Betera's kind of known for a little bit, especially on Dust2. And suddenly that's where we see that they start to struggle a little bit, is they shepherd themselves in one area, and all it takes is one person, one nice flash and a peek, and it seems that everything sort of crumbles in a matter of seconds. So Betera, I'd love to see... I was going to say I'd love to see an A. I was going to say we've waited long for this, and there's the first one. And immediately back away there. They tried it. They lost the opening pick. Not for them. Back to mid they go.
Yeah, so we've gone 9 rounds with Betera defaulting towards lower tunnels at the start of every round. On the 10th, they finally do decide to mix it up, go for a bit of a long peek, but end up getting completely shut down again. Another AWP pick. It's going to be Virtuoso activating his 2-man advantage for the CTs already.
This one is a little bit rough. Oh, that would have been a lovely pick to find there from Masvel. Would have just opened up something, anything, a possibility for them. Shine Jez gonna need to be the difference maker here. They are trying to flash him through the doors. He's having a little nosy. Smoke to try buy himself a little bit of cover, but actually they're just gonna head back through tunnels instead. Too much utility being pelted their way. You do have to maybe start to worry about Prism, however, who's going round the world. A little bit of a look. Entity in the wind. And hopefully, maybe back towards B where it's worked before and their attention's a little bit more divided now. They do have to contend with Virtuoso on this AWP still. The double AWP's not really had a chance to shine as much. Goes for the first. Masvel does trade, go in for more, but this is not the weapon to be entering with. Jumps up on the box.
Ooh.
Swizz had the right idea, the wrong execution. Masvel on the legs. Polo finally puts him down. But it's Owner instead. Masvel still going for a little bit more. Switches to the AK, trying to bait out the shots round the door. Gets the first. Prism, can he be the last piece? But there's only 10 seconds left. He has to plant now, and Prism, all he has to do is catch him. Trying to bait out the peak. And there it is. An ace clutch for Masvel.
Massive fumble, it has to be said, from Apogee. A wonderful clutch, don't get me wrong. But the fact that you've got a 5 versus 2 and you're giving up that many 1v1 engagements for Masvel to take, this guy's an entry demon. This guy's a headshot machine. You should not be giving this many jewels in a situation like that. Masvel's the only one who's been getting stuff going for Betera so far in this game. The fact that he's now also closing the rounds, sure, look, fantastic clutch, but not a great sign.
It's the fact that he was doing it off weapon as well, because Masvel's not exactly known for being the AWP demon of the team. Elian is the one that wields it. The fact that he gets the first 3 with the AWP, switches over. But yeah, as you said, they shouldn't have just let him isolate those fights there. You just wait for a little bit. You back away. You back over towards doors. You do not try fight onto this B site. A notoriously difficult angle on a fight that somebody is clearly just feeling the moment. So that's pure flow state. Love to see it from Masvel. But as you said, the other members of the team need to start stepping up. Tripex, Shine Jez, 1 kill each, and we're in the 11th round now. You really ought to be seeing more. We said this about Tripex yesterday. I think it was on Nuke. He got his first kill in round 10. And you really can't be waiting that long to activate.
I was getting ready to say this is going to be an 8-4 half before that 2 versus 5, because at least tactically it seems like Apogee completely have control of the game at the moment. That said, a little bit of individual flair could be what Betera need, and this is a bit scary. 2 players up close to the smoke, underhanded flashbang, but Prism's going to go in, gets himself 1, fumbles the spray for the transfer, has to double back, so he is only good for that 1, but at least Virtuoso can escape in the meantime, and Polo rattling off shots as well. We got 2 AWPs on long.
This is not a fight that you want to pick. This is the one part of the map that you cannot afford to be peeking double AWP. And so they back away. They've got a little bit of presence from Shine Jez trying to work his magic over towards here. If he can find the pick onto Cloaku, they are waiting for him, and Virtuoso's moved on over. That's a lovely headshot to find, but can't make it a second. Now Massful and Tripx going to need to do so much. As for you've seen him do it once as well. This utility, so much has been left for this later round to work with. Both of them staggering their positions. Missed shot, Massful gets the first. And now they're letting him isolate the fights once again, but this time Cloaku doesn't miss.
Oh, yeah, it gets a little bit scary again, but he is pulled across the line by the CT side at least. A bit of a shutdown on long, and as soon as you take Massful out of the round, which albeit that was the final kill, things get a lot easier because the pieces around him aren't activating nearly as well as he is. They might be doing a great job of setting him up, but if he's the only one with any kind of output, especially on a T side, you're going to struggle.
Yeah, and struggle they are monetarily this time, however. Polo, it's going to be the AWP versus Scout battle. And actually, I've seen Elian win this one out a whole bunch of times here. Smoke not quite parted in the way that's going to allow them to meet eyes. So this stalemate does fall away a little bit. Once again,
mobility of the Scout with those door shots is such an advantage. What you lose from having to hit the head, you gain in just being able to whiz around. That said, if you miss the head, you just get a tag on the body, and Polo is going to come out on top of that engagement. Shine Jez has found frag on short. Prism. Oh, lovely 3K. Lines them up. Betera hiding in the corner to try and allow the effects of the flashbang to fade. End up creating a perfect lineup.
And it's just Tripx with the Deagle here. Final round at the half, so there's no reason not to just go for it, I guess. Please just add something, anything to your kill counter there. Spots 2 on out. That's a little bit of information, but what do you even do with that now? I guess you try headlong, but the issue is you know where they are. You know how quick they are to rotate over towards A, jumping on up to Cat. So is that even really an option? Peeks out. It's going to be taken down by Swizz, and that's a 7-5 half to Apogee.
Hello and welcome back to the ESL Challenger League stream. We're coming into the second half of the first map here of Betera versus Apogee. It's been an interesting first half with Betera going B a lot. And then as soon as they stop going B, they stop winning rounds. So it's going to be interesting to see what they've got on the CT side.
It'd be really funny if they have a really strong A defense here and nothing on B.
Just the complete opposite, yeah.
That would be the cherry on top of all of this as well. But as I said yesterday, Betera on their CT side, they actually this wasn't their pick yesterday. This was the pick of Guns. So they started on CT side, and round number 1, they were in T spawn by about 1 minute 30 left on the clock, and had also swept up everybody on the way. They had a 3-player advantage here. So I'm curious to see if they're willing to run at the same level of pace today, or whether they've met an opponent that's actually made them stop, think, and have to reevaluate just this balls to the wall confidence and pace.
Yeah, I mean, the scoreline, I think, if anything's being fairly generous to Betera. I mean, they had those 4 B hits, which obviously worked. But you've also got that 5th round, which, I mean, you have a fantastic 2 versus 5, like incredibly well played by Betera, but a bit of a fumble from Apogee around that they absolutely shouldn't have let go. You've got Masval getting 5 kills and completely dragging his team across the line, kicking and screaming.
It
should have been 8-4.
Yeah.
But that said, that scoreline's great for them because it means if they pick up the CT pistol here, then they've got that springboard to tie up 7-7.
Exactly. And, 5 rounds on CT side, Dust2, is not a bad scoreline. 5-7 on any map, you can probably be pretty comfortable with going onto your CT side. So, maybe not too worried if they can win the pistol, which is something I sung praises about them for yesterday. 5 of 6, but then they lost the first pistol here. And actually, in quite a stellar fashion, Apogee, they really looked confident on it. So, if they can take this one, it's going to be another matter. They can tie up the scoreboard pretty nicely. Otherwise, CT economy, when you lose that pistol round, it hurts. It's a rough start to the half.
Yeah, it's incredibly difficult. Obviously, one of the massive conversation topics switching to MR12 is the lack of gun rounds, and the pistol rounds incredibly important. Elian looking to take the fight immediately, straight up middle, engaging on the suicide corridor. Is going to back away before he gets intercepted. Quite a default spread for Apogee, really. They've got some long control here. Betera flashing in late. Woozy is lurking out here behind the container. Seem to be aware of it, but even still, Virtuoso is going to pick up that kill in even a second. Owner eliminated. Masval running tail between his legs to get away from Long.
Yeah, difficult position to be in because he now has to be very wary of anyone coming up short, but actually, a little bit delayed and has the backup here. Elian has his, has his back. They've actually both just divided their attention up long, and got to be very careful because they've now sort of been wrapped here. Polo, if he can get a spot, might be able to help out his team further down the line. Masval going to be the initial point of contact here. Spots the first gun, actually takes contact with the second instead, and there's Polo from behind. Bomb site empty. Just Jez left. And this is an awkward angle to fight up from, especially with this smoke in the way right now.
Yeah, 1v4, no kit. Really nicely played from Apogee. The fact that they have that lurk contingent on short, able to come through and wipe out the long defense. You could see Betera just really expecting Apogee to double down on long. Missing that element of the Polo lurk coming up through short. And the round ends up completely disintegrating from there on. Couple of exit kills is probably all Jez can hope for here with his location. Yeah, this is looking pretty rough.
That's a difficult one, and also running out of bullets towards the end there as well. The Julie's reload is a lengthy one at that, so difficult round. No getting out of that one alive either way. And Betclick Apogee, they take their second pistol round of the series. They're going to force on up, and actually they're choosing to invest into this scout instead. Which I think I like the idea of. As you said, the scout has that maneuverability to play that suicide window very nicely.
Yeah, I think it's perhaps more specific to Dust2, I think, where you'd want to take a scout over any other weapon, especially on the T side in a round such as this one. It will be a full eco for Betera here. No SMGs to capitalize on that fact. It is just going to be the lower $300 kill rewards. And hello, Massful is absolutely on one. That is crazy.
Is looking good here from him, but unfortunately he's going to need the rest of his team to step up with him. They want to fight very much, and actually they've managed to keep this fairly even. They've scooped up a Galil, unfortunately losing that player advantage to Prism there, but Shinejez still has one. Tripex, I like the idea, but unfortunately not the right angle and definitely not the weaponry to win out that fight. Can Shinejez find much more damage, but he's stomping around and Swizz can hear it all.
Yeah, Tripex spent a little bit too much in that round buying that P250. You can see he's down on $4,100 at the moment. It means almost certainly there's going to be compromise this round. It looks like that compromise will be in the utility department. He's got a single incendiary. It's looking a little bit rough util-wise for Betera here. They have got the AWP on Elian, which is the one sort of saving grace there, but util's looking low.
Is indeed. Elian, is he going to go for the early window peek? Yes, he is. I think he spotted something out, but miss. I'd say miss. Shot isn't going to be taken just yet. Holding the trigger and waiting. They're sending people down long, and I like that they are just tucking in Tripex here, just in case. And he'll probably stay here until the later ends of the rounds, but he can hear everything going on around him.
And Apogee taking a relatively similar approach to what worked so well for Betera at the start of the first half here, going for that lower tunnels control. The difference being, now that they've got lower and short, they haven't been contested particularly heavily for one, but two, they're turning their attention towards long a lot quicker. That said, a smoke has gone down, which is going to block them for a little bit longer here.
Yeah, this is going to stall them on out. And actually, might cause some problems later on in the round, just having to sit and wait. But actually, nobody looking to press the issue on Catwalk here. Elian is lined up on the angle posts, but drops on down here, backs away. That's going to all be heard. Actually going to reposition on long. I say that. Looks very hesitant because suddenly he's been called back by something. Some sort of call here from Massful. This is going to need to be huge. Oh, lovely shot from Swizz there. But they haven't cleared out Tripex. I say that, the smoke starts fading and Woozy's got it. Massful needs to cling on a little bit longer here. Needs this first pick. Gets the first. Attention. Not quite sure where to look. Almost toyed with long, but too many people there. And now the rest of his team locked on out. They've got that player. They've got Glocku here.
This should at least be a save for Betera. Whether Apogee decide to hunt particularly aggressively is sort of remains to be seen. Their economy isn't established themselves just yet.
Virtuoso's got enough, and it looks like he's having a bit of a nosy.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I mean, he's got the M4 as well, so it's not like he's going to hand across an upgrade in the form of an AK either. And taking these weapons away is going to be huge, because, yeah, Betera, the scoreline, we're still not quite in the danger zone yet, although it's getting close, but to me, it feels like they're on the ropes at the moment.
Massively so, especially now that, 10 signifies the fact that Betera are going to have to double their current score to even tie this on back up. And they've not yet found something in the half.
Yeah, Tripex is still on 2 kills. And Massval is the only one really on double digits at the moment. In fact, you could add 3 of his teammates together and you'd only then just be equaling his kill count in this game.
It's been a rough run for Betera because they started the season, we said, with Lollipop. And Lollipop not with the team right now. And then they brought in Supra. And Supra wasn't really having, I think, the impact and the ratings that they were hoping to see. And then Tripex comes in. And unfortunately, Tripex has also not been really a highlight player at all. Has been really struggling to get online. And even later maps in the series, we still see this very, very slow start. Can't really afford to have a player on, 2 kills, 15 rounds in.
No, absolutely not. Again, bit of short control taken, but with very little contest from Betera. That said, a deeper setup with 3 players is going to bear fruit. That's an opening kill going the way of the CTs. And so now an attempt at the B bomb site. Polo playing with fire here up by the smoke. He's going to get the timing. Shinejez is in the corner. The question is he cleared here? Polo going to take his time, clear all these angles. No, he's not. But a quick trade.
Beautiful stuff there. Massful's managed to find one with the fire. and managed to keep themselves somehow with that little bit of a lead. It was looking so good. Pulls them off of the plant there, but Ona, a bullet to the dome is going to put him down now. Both players rushing on over. They are going to allow maybe these isolated fights. We can see Elian toying with the idea of window, but just waiting for Tripex to make his way on up here. The issue is Virtuoso is staring down this clear line of sight, just waiting for this exact moment.
Yeah, this is so tough. 2 versus 2 on the post plant, and you're in untradeable positions as well. Incredibly difficult retake. That said, Elian made things a lot easier now, taking down the rifler in prison. Virtuoso going to have to go nuclear. Pull this one off, a missed shot. Elian is going to swing in and get the kill. So we have got a CT round on the board for the CTs.
Elian alleviating the pressure there is massive, and I think it was the fact that we saw the staring down the tunnel for as long as we did, just waiting for somebody to peek, looks away for a second to throw some utility, and that's when they pounce. That one hurts just a little bit to see. But it's good to see Betera not down for the count just yet, trying to close this up a little bit. It is going to need to be the momentum for them now, though, to tie up this game. And Apogee, they're looking a little bit light on the util here, and this might cause them some problems, but they are just going to head up long here, take these fights early, get ahead of all that util. They lose the first, but it's a trade immediately. A lot of damage goes both ways. And now they're bringing over that AWP. Try getting a little bit of line of sight, see if they can find something, anything to break the stalemate here, as they also have a poke through mid.
Yeah, really nice change up of the pace. That limited utility, use the flashes, try and close the distance, and take as much map control as you can in the chaos. That said, still in a 4-on-4 here, and the remainder of that utility has now been used. Masval caught on short. He's going to open things up a little bit here, but the CTs are all staring at middle until they're not. They've turned away and walked back through the smoke right as Apogee have emerged. Oh my goodness.
The timings, when we say ships in the night, this is what we mean. The spray transfer is immaculate, gets both of them, and now suddenly Elian's probably wondering what on earth happened to the rest of his team. But actually, they're just going to head on over towards B. They've got the time to work with, and they've got the buffer of Cloku as well to try hold him up here. If he even dares to have a peek through spawn.
That is wild. I love it. I absolutely love it. 2 players walking straight through the CT smoke. And it just so happens that it's right as Betera have pulled their CTs out of middle, leaning them towards the A bomb site, and end up coming through like a firing squad.
Oh, it's rough. It hurts to see the timings. Just sometimes they're on your side, sometimes they're not. And it could be, if they'd been even, you know, I was going to say, they got very lucky to get as far into the site as they did. Because the smokes they just managed to step into as everyone rounded the corner from doors. So, I mean, they were dead men walking from the start. But here we go. Elian is just going to be allowed to save the weapon. There's a little bit of a prod going on from Cloku here. They've not got massive amounts of money to fall back on, so they really can't afford to lose too much. But it's worth having, you know, if you can get the jump on him, if you can get the drop, you take away that AWP, and you know that they're not likely to be in a position to rebuy it.
Yeah, I think he will be allowed to get away with it, but I mean, the rest of his team's economy are in an absolutely dire situation, and now there's a difficult call to make. Do you force buy now, which it looks like they will be doing, or do you take an eco, but then you're up against map point?
And that is a scary thing to be staring in the face indeed. Betera, they've had some really nice comebacks over the season. They're a team that you get to this point and, you know, many people write off the series and then they make an amazing comeback. They take it to overtime and then lose in OT seems to be unfortunate to the story. Elian, there's the aggression that we like to see from them and then immediately peels away. However, meantime, Tripex has lost their life. And that's opened a little bit of a gaping vacuum that suddenly everyone else is now having to fill.
Yeah, really difficult position. Ona puts a nice smoke down to try and lurk out into Goose. This is going to slow Apogee down. Counter nade is beautiful. And it's going to allow them to completely wipe out that A bomb site. A man advantage, full control of the site. And Betera left reeling. They've got 2 players completely locked out, and it might just be another save again.
It has to be. It has to be here. Elian, even if he gets the pick on the player on car, how do they get past from these positions anything else? But yeah, there you go. There's the save. Holding on to it. And unfortunately, not really. I say that Jazz taking a little bit more of an advanced position over the safety and comfort of the walls on site. Not sure what he's really looking for here. I
Yeah,
say he's looking
exit
for an
damage
exit, but
is you have to play the odds, play the priorities here, right? Like exit damage ultimately in a round win isn't going to do much damage for Apogee, but if you die losing this FAMAS, that's devastating for you.
But you know, clearly had the confidence to maybe take a fight if it came his way.
I mean, yeah, he survived. You know, that's the main thing. That rifle can never be dropped across. A second one can be bought up. Interesting that Masval is the one on the FAMAS. If I'm one of these lower fragging players, I'm absolutely saying, Masval, you need to take this M4, mate, because you are having a heater of a game.
I feel that, I don't know if you're the same, if you're having a really bad game, you don't want to be the one asking for the nice weaponry, you know? You're like, no, please take it, please just, whatever it takes to not be down on the elo, but there's a missed shot. An immediate response, however, you can see them moving Masval over, trying to push tunnels perhaps, and keep them trapped in the options they've made. Lovely HE is going to go really deep and do a lot of damage here. Going to push the issue, but so many people waiting. Alien, lovely shot. Going for another peek, though. They know he's here. Pixel angle. And the back
They shouldn't
away.
contest this again.
It would be silly to do so, and I think that smoke, perhaps from Prism, going to allow them safe passage up towards the catwalk. No, flashbang to go for the fight. Not going to be the right call to make because Alien has the only angle that he needs and gets away with his life and keeps his team in this series for a little bit longer. ShineJaz is going to be the next one challenged. Might get a little bit of an opportunity here on the jiggle. Spots the elbow. That's all that they require. And now another kill has been found onto Alien. But that bomb, they can retrieve it. There's nowhere really that they can go right now. They can maybe head B.
Yeah,
Do you want to?
This is looking like a Betera round all day long with only 25 seconds left on the clock as well. Virtuoso almost certainly going to want to save this AWP. Prism has some utility on his belt and also has some spare cash, so he can reinvest and buy nades next round. And Betera, they don't have the money to hunt here, so they're going to just sit back, accept the round win, not try and get any more for their money. And the timer will just expire and we'll let this one GG go next.
Smart move. And they need to keep hold of this as much as possible because now that Apogee are on match point, they need as much money as they can to keep forcing the issue because, of course, they can't afford to lose another round because then next up, we are onto the next map. But they need to be able to make sure that they have the money to keep investing heavily, to keep themselves at maximum capacity, to keep this fight going. Because they have the rounds go expensive or get very close. Suddenly they're having to rebuy weapons. It's not looking pretty. They're not at full strength to keep this fight going. Because overtime, it's still 5 rounds away. It is a massive uphill battle. And it's made even harder by 2 opening picks here as well. 3 players left alive to keep their map pick going. Owner rounding the corner. He's got a window in the smoke. Gets the first. Spraying wildly. Desperately. Not able to find anything else. Backs away. HE to part the smoke with the reload. Trying to find anything to equalize the tables and not going to be allowed that. Backs away, find another angle, but look who is waiting in mid here.
Yeah, nicely set up. Polo. Oh, not even able to get one there. So we are into a 3-on-3. Betera operating as a bit of a death ball in middle. Now looking to try and retake the bomb site. ShineJaz caught by the spam from Prism. This is it's a difficult retake. It's an incredibly difficult retake, especially when you've got AWP shots like that. And it is going to be 13-7 with Apogee stealing their opponent's map pick away.
It looked like there was a hope there. It looked like there was a chance, but no, not going to be allowed. So Apogee, they steal away their opponent's map pick. They put themselves 1-0 up in the series. And now Their map pick is all that remains. This is their golden ticket to. It seemed like a little bit of a one-sided affair after the initial upfront showing from Betera, but can they bring it back? Can they redeem themselves and keep their dreams of not being demoted to relegation alive? Now, what are your thoughts coming into this one, Endex? What do you want to see maybe a little bit different?
Well, I want to see more than one successful strategy on the T side is what I want to see. Luckily, they're starting on the CT here. It looks like Apogee are going for a bit of a cave hit. Have seen this one done before. They're going to fight out cave here, try and get that bomb planted, that Molotov on long. They're going to fight as soon as that fades to try and take a bit of post-plant control.
It's lovely initial up front there, though. Straight onto site. Another retake has to come on through, and it's going to be 5v5 on site here. But I like what they've done with Gloku. This could be everything.
This is a tricky retake. The smoke is going to be going down on cave, which is exactly where Apogee are post-plan. They actually opted not to take long there. And now surging into the bomb site are Betera here. First kill's going to go to the T side. Prism fighting from behind the bomb site. Absolute pandemonium. But there is a man advantage for Apogee, and now just Tripex remain. Absolutely nothing to be done. Betera try and surge back onto the bomb site late. Get completely cut down.
This one's so difficult because I think Gloku's little lurk there at the back had been noticed, but he kept them so distracted that they really couldn't put their full firepower and concentration to what they were trying to do. But that is unfortunate. Three straight pistol rounds in a row for Apogee here. Looking snazzy. Unfortunately, Betera, they are just going to be on the pistols. Not a single piece of utility or upgraded weaponry in sight here. This is going to be just throwing themselves straight over towards A side. And actually, the gamble stack, they've called it right here.
They have. The A bomb site often a favorable choice on these sorts of rounds. You can use the range advantage that you have with the assault rifles that you've been able to invest in. That said, Prism has searched through the entirety of B. I really like this setup in general. They're set up for a full execution, but they've got a little bit of a speculative play going on, a bit of a scout mission from Prism. And now, because he's cleared the complete bomb site, they're not going to execute into a stack.
They've also sent him on forward as well to get that early information the moment anyone even tries to sort of look at a retake or look at rotating here as well. And so the fact that he's managed to clear all the way back over towards A as well, knows that there's no immediate danger whatsoever. There was nothing mid, there's nothing in spawn, has spotted out 2 people and taken 2 down in the meantime as well. There is a MAC-10 passed on over, but I have a feeling that is just going to be saved here. There's really nothing more to be found, but hunting season for Apogee, it would seem.
Yeah, so much information gathered by Prism. I think single-handedly, to be honest, winning that round for Apogee. Obviously, it's really nicely set up from the inception. I like the way that Betera are sticking together as a pack here to try and maximize the firepower that they've got in some of these exits. But Apogee shouldn't hunt too hard. They have very little to gain from farming kills on MAC-10s and USPs, and they've just lost a rifle, unfortunately.
And handed over a fair wad of cash in the midst of that. But maybe not the worst case scenario there. Maybe a little bit of a faux pas to go for it. But overall scheme of things, it's not going to put too much a damper on their plans here. A buy finally coming out here from Betera in round number 3. Now, as you can see, there's quite a bit of utility lacking on most of these players, bar Massful, who, of course, was the team mascot over on that first one, doing everything that he could to try get them rounds. I like this, though. Early out mid. Shine Jez, the only defense they had here. The smoke, maybe a little bit haphazard, but still does block out any information Tripex could want. And they are cutting through the map like a knife through warm butter. Actually, just double on back, meet back up with each other, reinforce their attack.
Yeah, I mean, getting that deep info, they're forced to retake that now. Betera, and a lovely flashbang is going to grant Apogee their opening, taking down the sole A defense as well. Masval locked out by this Molotov. HE grenade going to go deep, double in fact, just chipping that health away. Issue being there's no smoke to cut off these sight lines, other than that one that they've just deployed.
That's it. Once that fades, it's going to be so difficult to keep hold of this. And yeah, they can head over towards Donut. Yeah, Betera just looking to save here.
It's you can be in two minds about it because the A bomb site on Ancient, in contrast to the B site of Dust 2, which I was talking about last map, probably one of the most retakeable in the game. That said, not in a 5-on-2 and not when you've only really got 2 smokes and a single flashbang to get in there. And already Apogee starting to hunt incredibly aggressively.
I like this. They've got a little bit of money on some of these players, and they absolutely can afford to just ruin Betera in every way that matters. And this hurts. Cloaku, so much information. Back's turned. He's going to just spot the elbow. Gets the first peeks in the corner. Might have been awarded a second there. Not going to find it. And Owner is going to walk away, albeit very scared by the bullets. He can see hailing an outline around him.
It's a massive kill, though. The difference between saving 3 players versus 2 is huge because you've gone from a majority to a minority saving, which means you're almost certainly losing money in that round. You can see it reflected in the buy. There's an MP9 on Tripex. If they'd saved that extra rifle, that could have been an M4.
Very much could have. It's nice to see Elian out on the AWP early. Hasn't really had the opportunity to shine as much as we'd like to see on it. The moment they got onto the CT side on Dust 2, it felt too little too late, and the money just wasn't really allowing him to get his hands on it. So itchy to find something with it here, hopefully waiting for somebody to peek out the doors, waiting maybe for that boost as well. Flashes, that's going to be a little bit of a worry, but there's the first one. Peeks, backs away with his life, calls over his teammates, but they are forced to the back of sight. And now it's just Owner left alone trying to fight Elian, still managing to put his name in the hat, though, through the smoke.
Yeah, completely, pretty much single-handedly shutting down that B execution there. Owner with a nice kill in cave as well. He's going to be one to watch out for in that cave position, constantly present there. Massive advantage now as well for Betera, and they can just sit back in their setups and wait. You can see much more passive on B, playing on the back square. There's no need to play quite so pushed up into the bomb site.
Yeah, this is a difficult one. There's not really much to be found. I think a save likely to be called here. They've got the money, but it's not worth it for how big of a risk it is. The issue is going to be that looks like Polo's in a bit of a rough position here. If Elian tries to get even slightly more aggressive, exit and escape not looking particularly on the horizon, but actually Betera very patient on this one. Something we've seen them on a couple of these maps struggle with a bit is just sitting still and waiting. But actually, only 20 seconds left. I want a little bit of a chit-chat about what comes next.
Yeah, Apogee can be relatively safe in that position save here because, again, Betera don't have the money to sustain many losses in a hunt. So they're going to opt to keep their own economy rather than trying to damage that of the T side, who will be able to buy regardless.
It's a good first round to get on the board there. It's a nice one. You keep everyone alive. You don't have to rebuy anything, so you can start building up a little bit to fall back on, because they are a team that really likes to hunt. When they've got the ability to do so and they know they have the money to, they really like to go for it. So this is that little bit of padding that they have that just encourages them to be a little bit out there, a little bit wild with it sometimes. But Apogee, straight back into the fray with things. Full buy, full utility, everything in the kitchen sink, but straight down mid, actually. Look at the early aggression, shutting down anything Cloaku could want to find here. And actually, up close, Tripex is going to need to be quick. Almost spins around, upgrade to the AK, and they have all of mid, and they still want more. There is nothing for Apogee to find right now.
There was support for that Cloaku play through the smoke in middle there. There was a flashbang being thrown by his teammate, but the issue was, because of how late it was, gives Tripex plenty of time to get incredibly close to where that flashbang is completely ineffective, and we saw the result of it there. Early opening frag, a man down for Apogee, and no response yet.
Prism is going to have a little bit of a nosy over towards the A site here, and if Tripex can catch him on out, stop any chance that they head over towards A, because they've still got time on the clock. Only a player down. But it seems like they are very adamant about just sticking over towards B for now. And actually, no further attempt from Polo to have a look.
It's interesting. There's no concerted effort at the moment from Apogee to try and claw a player back. They're more than happy to just hold in a default and wait for Betera to get curious. ShineJez has been spotted now on long. Dumped so much utility onto this B bomb site. Polo, in the meantime, lurked out A. Still unclear as to exactly where the T's want to take this one. And they might not have any choice because they've all been blended up. It's just Swizz left in a 1 versus 4 hit. He falls in succession.
Little bit of a rough one, and now the money is going to be in an odd place for them. A couple of these players have enough that they could force something together, but it does look like the Tech 9s might be the play here. Something fast, something poppy to catch Betera off guard, but they should be expecting this. They should know the money is going to have been broken here. That's just what they choose to do. They choose to go early and mid. They've already met with aggression there, so I think maybe straight towards A, where limited defense lies in wait.
Yeah, a bomb site execution looks to be on the card. Smoke's dropped across to Virtuoso. I believe we'll be seeing, looks to be a donut smoke there, and I imagine we'll see elbow as well. So the options for your post plant here, you need to fight in towards Temple. If you want some post plant positioning, you're going to be seeing them popping out. And Betera, quite right, most retakeable site in the game. Just playing off the bomb site. Apogee can have it. We'll pick you off. When it comes to the post plant, they might even be able to deny the bomb going down completely. Tripex just slightly missing that spray there.
That one is rough, and now they just crunch back down on this site. They have the numbers here to do so. This fight, Tripex really needs to win this one on out as well. Got the rest of the team available, but he needs to cause a bit of a distraction here, a commotion. Doesn't really matter because the Cave players jump on out instead. And there we go, one by one, the dominoes topple. Polo left and is smoked off. Maybe a saving grace here for them. And nobody really willing to disrespect the smoke for the sake of a pistol.
Yeah, no need for it. A mission accomplished as far as Apogee are concerned, I think. The bomb plant's sort of the main name of the game there, so that they can get full belt of utility here in this round. They're going to be working with 5 AKs, no T-side AWP, but full util belts, everything they could possibly need to try and contest it.
Indeed, indeed. Go, there is the smokes for mid, trying to block off any line of sight, knowing that that AWP is online on Elian. Actually, they are just going to try get ahead of it a little bit, sending Tripex to have a look. Actually, the fall away and just relying on Elian's information from Donut instead.
This is a good read. Elian repositions into Donut in order to try and counter this fast shelf play that comes in from Apogee. He's unsuccessful in hitting the shot, but at least does get the information, and Tripex is there to hold the line.
Bodyguard. Holding tight that AWP, going to continue. Not going to find anything just yet. Actually, not even really going to be tempted there. Smoke coming on out. But there is someone ahead of it here. Swizz wants to try take this fight, and unfortunately is going to fall in now. That's going to mean everyone else has to back off. Numbers dwindling. Another AK picked on up. Spam through the wood. Not going to find anything, but it's going to scare them. Owner playing with fire and going to lose their life to it. And they have recovered a little bit, but the health is looking particularly painful here for Apogee already. This site looking stacked. You've got the likes of Elian holding for anyone coming excavation. Got Massful waiting on ramp. They are just going to back away here, and there's no one watching mid from Red Room.
Incredibly limited in the nade department as well. You've got no smokes to block off any of the sight lines here, so getting onto a bomb site is just going to come down to taking raw aim fights. Looks like ramp is going to be where they begin to contest here. Now, if the lurk's timed well, Polo will be able to catch the AWP off when attention's taken, and that's a beautifully timed peek as well. Caught with the nade in the hand, the trades are good. Bomb site is under the T's control. Bomb can go down with just 10 seconds on the clock, and the two remaining CTs are split as well, coming at it from opposite angles.
This could be what they need to get it done. Alternatively, they don't coordinate this right. They isolate the flights. Polo got his eye set on one, and actually just to look away for a second, the brief hesitation, and that's going to be all they need. But Polo doubles up, doubles down, and that's going to be another round. They finally get back on the board here, keeping themselves afloat and in the lead. I think
bit of a tricky post plan.
Yeah, that's definitely a difficult one there as well. And coming at it from split angles, you really don't want to. The only benefit that you have is that they have 3 different places to try keep hold of and divide their attention. But yeah, icky one there.
It does look like we've had a player drop from the server. I imagine that will get solved pretty quickly here. A nice round for Apogee to win after Betera was starting to build up a little streak.
Nice one to find. Yeah, that breaks the momentum. Hopefully they can use this to build their own now, because if this is a one and done sort of round, it is going to allow Betera to sort of get away with themselves. We've seen them, we saw that they struggled a little bit on their T side when their one strat started to falter a little bit. So anything Betera can get on the board in their CT side gives us a little bit more hope, I think. Especially since this is a map that they're not as familiar with. But yeah, B-Rush is on the card. Swizz gets the first, going for some more as well. The flash on Masswell is absolutely perfect. And look at that, one by one, bit by bit, sight dismantled, defense is gone. ShineJez is trying to get ahead of any post-plant setups here, but the issue that he has is low health on his teammates. I say teammates, what teammates? And that smoke right in ShineJez's face.
Yeah, you can see it sort of written all over the buy at the start of that round that Apogee were going to go for something fast. A Mach 10 in play. Their economy not quite established. They opt to use sheer aggression, rushing onto that B bomb site, and they survive with 4 players. The Mach 10 entry player gets 3 of those kills. Beautiful flashbangs. Everyone was fully blind on that bomb site.
Some of these flashes have been impeccable today. They've actually been really impressive, and it's been mostly on the side of Apogee that it's been working. So Betera, interesting one. I've just been distracted by the fact that Elian has one of the best guns in the game. And I'll fight anyone on this. I'm a massive Swag 7 fan.
Oh, listen. It is certainly one of the weapons in the game. I won't deny that.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And the issue that he has here, however, is that he's on the wrong site for it. Love the angle, wrong site. It's not a retake weapon. So he's in a spot of bother here. He's just probably going to have to play with the sidearm.
Yeah, it's, maybe set up for some exits. You've got a teammate in cave here. If you can maybe catch a player retreating through cave, they're completely locked out of this bomb site. They've got re-smokes set up to delay this retake even further.
Yeah, more utility just being shoved at it, and Polo still has one more Molotov, just in case all else fails here. Actually, Betera, they are still hanging around a little bit. The call hasn't been made. They are definitely pushing for this as well. Swizz waiting, but look at that. Another shot from Virtuoso. They dismantle it, and yes, they didn't have much to lose, but still making it hurt for Betera.
Yeah. You're quite right. Nothing for them to lose, really. So they can throw their hat in the ring in the final stages of the plant there. If they can force one of the Ts to stick around and maybe get caught by the bomb, take them down, a bit of extra damage. But they'll still be able to buy here regardless.
Yeah, this is going to be, dare I say, a must-win round. We're running out of rounds in the first half here. And, 9-3, we've talked about it being the curse. It's the new one is Naori's Law over on ESL Impact. That's what we've been calling it. But it's definitely a rough one if they can't find much more else here. 4-8 we saw as the scoreline previously, so... sorry, 5-7. Prism, I like this aggressive push on out with the flash. It's so messy. Does still get it, but ShineJez, these are the multi-kills we talked about. Him stepping up when it's needed. We do see one from Virtuoso, but Ono right back at it, and now Polo left alone. A clutch on his hands and that bomb in a dire position.
Yeah, really nice mid-hold coming out of Betera there. Just completely shutting down Apogee at the gate. Unable to pass that threshold through the elbow. And Polo left in a really, really tricky clutch. Does a bit of damage with the HE grenade. But, I mean, with this position, a double peek here should be absolutely his downfall.
Yeah, if either of them had just even had a little jiggle there as he's throwing that utilities wide out in the open. This is a very long and arduous walk with 3 different bodies waiting for you, and you are very much trapped here. Fish in a barrel, waiting to be shot at. Spots the first. Actually, I think spotted the second, dancing on around that Molotov as well. Gonna buy him the space that he needs to work with. Bomb collected.
He should know the thirds in Red Room as well from that flashbang.
Should do, but it's the AWP as well, so this is a really rough one. But back turned, so paranoid about that player behind him. But alas, I like the idea, I like the attempt, and I could see the train of thought, unfortunately. Just double guessing. If he just had the confidence to stick with it, go straight for Red Room, very much could have caught off guard, but not how the chips fell. We head into round 11.
Speaking of double guessing, Masswell from the first game seems to be double guessing his own play at the moment because he hasn't got a kill.
Yeah, there
He's gone
seems to
from
be
top of the scoreboard to the
to
bottom.
bottom. Yep, it seems to be a recurring theme with Betera is there's always a player that is 10 rounds in and doesn't have a kill. And we said it. I said it time and time again. Broken record. You can't afford to go 10 rounds with no kills.
No, absolutely not. And, you know, it's got a bit of an issue. That said, scoreline is still competitive at the moment. For how much longer remains to be seen. This is a good opening, though. In fact, Owner's found a double with the M4. Tripex comes in with a frag of his own as well. It seems like the rounds that Betera are winning seem to be incredibly one-sided. But then as soon as Apogee come through with a round, like both these, there haven't been many close rounds.
No, there haven't. It's very back and forth. Elian just lining that shot on up there. And Polo knows he's kind of doomed a little bit here.
He's got a bit of time to play with.
Yeah.
Elian's going to want to refresh his info. Oh my gosh, the timing is horrendous for Polo.
Yeah, that one hurts to watch. And there's Betera on another round. Every time that you think it looks bad for them, suddenly it's not. And Masterful still staying alive. No kills, but still one of the least amounts of deaths on his team. Something to be said there, you know?
Yeah, the guy who's playing long on the B-bomb site for the majority of the time just seems to be living constantly.
Yeah, but I mean, we were talking about it. He did struggle a little bit on the CT side over on Dust2. It was really on the entries on the T side that we were really singing the praises. So maybe in 2 rounds' time, when we finally switch halves, we'll see him activate. But really, a half without a kill would not be the way to end it. But your opponents are on Tech 9s. This is where you need to be farming. You really shouldn't be letting anything too silly happen to you here.
And close range is the name of the game here. Going for that cave contest. And then also looking to pop up the ramp. This has been read by Betera. They've got 3 players over here on the B-bomb site. Spams through the smoke. Is going to tag Masval down low. A nice entry from Prisman. In fact, it's a double. Masval is going to finish the half with 0 kills. Tripex running in through the smoke on long is caught. It's just a little bit discoordinated. A little bit all over the place from Betera and that sort of retake attempt there. And now you've got Elian in a 1 versus 5 to close out the half with an AWP and a bomb planted.
And a smoke in his face. Nothing really to be found. They now know where he is. Damage down, tagged. And all they have to do, round this corner. There it is. 5-7 yet again at the half. But this time in favor of Apogee.
Hello and welcome back to ESL Challenger League. Teams fighting to stay out of the relegations here. Winner will go through to the next season of ECL. We got the pistol round for Betera here. It looks to be a bit of a spread across the map. We have got flashes set up for a mid take.
I like this. I like that it seems very structured. They've not just tried to hurl themselves straight into a bomb site here. And actually, that smoke going to be cutting off anything from prison. They are going to be relying solely on the Julies of Virtuoso should they progress any further up mid. And that's exactly where they're looking to head. Elian, very cautious, very aware.
Yeah, they're putting a lot of stock in Elian here to try and find an opening with that P250. A Molotov going to clear out the back of Donut. I think be relatively safe in clearing these closer angles now. Virtuoso is going to activate and find a double. Trade not quite available. Spacing a little bit too separated for Betera. So they are going to be operating with a two-man disadvantage as the smoke comes into elbow. And they're looking to just draw a rotation here and try and keep the CTs in place because in the meantime, Masval has walked out onto this B bomb site. Might get his first kill of the game. There it is. Long control. And now Apogee looking to scramble and try and recover this lack of map control that they've found themselves in.
Yeah, there's still a tussle going on in mid as well there. Tripex unable to contribute to the team because he's been trapped. But there we go, it's broken and now everyone hitting their shot. Masval, where were these frags a couple of rounds ago? There's the bomb going down and just Swizz left now in a round that looked so good for them. Slowly but surely dismantled, spots both of them but keeps pressing on forward, trying to clear out. Excavation not going to be allowed to, and then it's all over and done.
What a round to come alive for Masval. Picks up 3 kills, lurking his way successfully out onto the B-bomb site as well. Betera doing a really nice job of pulling the rotations there. Despite losing those initial 2 players, they're able to keep a load of the CTs on that A-bomb site, anticipating that's where the final play comes in. And it gives that opportunity for a lurk to secure a bit of map control on the opposite side of the map. And then holding down the back lines as well works really nicely.
Indeed, indeed. Now, finally, we are going to see weapons coming out from Apogee second round here. And I like this. We've not really had an opportunity to. And if they can take the fight to Betera, might just find something. But the issue that they have is they're not going to be able to spot just yet. Smoke cutting off line of sight. I say that there is a gap. Masval gets the first, but an immediate answer. But Swizz hobbling away from this encounter now. Virtuoso, so much lies in wait for him, so much he needs to do here. First battle up is versus Tripex.
Kill found on Elian there, and it does look like Virtuoso's gone down without finding a kill of his own. The health is so bad. This should almost certainly be a save.
You'd hope so. But they're here and they don't look like they're moving. That should be the answer, right? Polo, 2 HP and a Galil. There we go, running away. And they have to get really far away here because the bomb radius is even a slight tickle and Polo is dead. So other side of the map they go. And I mean, Betera, yeah, nothing to do here.
It might be the benefit, obviously, because we can see the health, we can see the map and stuff. But it seems like for the majority of this match so far, every sort of save call has come like one death too late. With the health on your team there, you've got 2 players with 5 HP combined. There's very little chance you're retaking a bomb site with SMGs. And ultimately, these could have been weapons that you use in the coming round as an eco.
Yeah, would have been nice to have there. Maybe we see a couple of upgraded pistols coming out to join them. Try add a little bit more firepower, but I don't.
They don't really have the money for it. Yeah, I'd much prefer them to keep the USPs here. There's a couple of flashes, which I like, so they've clearly got some sort of win condition in mind. I'd be interested to see where they put these 2 rifles to try and set them up for the most amount of success.
Looks like they're heading towards Donut. At least one of them is mid with the other. Actually, turns out both going to be crunching on mid here, getting ugly early. And there's going to be a fight. Actually, yeah, there's one of them. Molotov bounces back. Is it another victim of jump throws not working or just misplacing? But there we go. Actually, coming up, spades here for Apogee. They've managed to lock Betera out here. That Molotov coming in such hand. Elian does find one. That's That's one of the weapons gone. But they have managed to scoop up these MAC-10s. It looked so good. They have whittled it back down to a 2v2, but health advantage still in their favor. They've got this bomb in it's such a horrific position, though. Like, Betera's going to need to win both these fights.
But Apogee are going to have to win their fights cleanly because these two remaining players don't have any Kevlar. What was a 4 versus 2 is now a 1 versus 2 for Swizz. Apogee were handed this round on a plate. I'll explain why in just a second. Let's see what Swizz can do here. Gets the first and the second. There we go. He's managed to steal it away despite just having a MAC-10, despite having no Kevlar. He's able to steal it. That Molotov was the absolute downfall of Betera. The fact that misses, it splits their A site hit up. They had 4 players in main there. 2 of them go out ahead of the Molotov. 2 of them are like, no, we can't go through this, lads. Like, we're so far back. We're going to take loads of damage. That gives the opportunity for now the players on the A bomb site. They've only got 2 targets to fight rather than 4.
Yeah.
And there's no utility to support them because they're not quite sure whether they're coming or going.
That is, it hurts to see as well, doesn't it? Because it's all but just a miss. I say misclick, misinput, really. And luckily they do manage to secure the round even off the back of everything getting a little bit scary towards the end there. Now, a little bit of a conga line through the corridors. Polo does find an opener there, and Virtuoso might be awarded another one. The readjust on the aim, not going to find it, and takes a bunch of damage, and is going to be overwhelmed here. The Molotov forces them forward into the fight, and actually they come out victorious. That's a picked up scout. And suddenly weaponry looking very nice for them. Prism having a look, going to be met with aggression here in Cave.
If they're given anything for free, okay, never mind. No, there should be a save.
No, there we go, yeah. That's the one.
Maybe Clock could be cooking here. Let's let him cook. He has got to win this round single-handedly, but there's a nice double to open things up. Spots the
I think
third.
he spots it, yeah. Suddenly the cool right back Prism's running on over, but the timer, that's going to be what damns them. There's one from Prism. Now, last player standing, Massful finds the first. That timer so low. Both players' HP looking a little bit worse for wear. HE Grenade going to take down Massful. He's just going to stick it as well. 4 seconds. Is he going to run for it? He does. And it's just at the last second. He doesn't even find the kill. Switches to the Tech 9. And Prism, low HP, called back off the back of an amazing play there. And you can tell Masswell spinning around in despair.
What a massive hole to leave in your post plant. Apogee were done. They'd clocked out. You could see already one of the players was on the other side of the map getting ready to save. Massive double kill found. And I really like that detail as well. The HE going in at the end. It gives you deafness. You can't hear anything. So it's going to mask the sound of the diffuse. Meaning Masswell's not quite sure whether he's actually on the bomb or not. And it ends up costing him.
It's just so beautifully played there as well. And it was the fact that they'd kind of written it off and still managed to secure it. They're never truly done here at Apogee. It means they keep the lead as well, which is a nice little advantage and padding to have. And it means that their opponents are on a messy buy here. Yeah, theirs isn't great. It's lacking a lot, but it still means they have the advantage. And there we go, 2 opening picks. They are not going to be allowing Masswell the same leash and same extended range he had to go for those crazy openers. They are going to get rid of anybody on the bomb site. And that bomb is planted, but it's a retakeable site.
Clocky runs in. Prism is miles behind him. If they wait until they're together, that's a tradable frag. Instead, closes the gap between these two teams in terms of manpower. That said, still an advantage in the hands of the CT, but it's taken away by Tripex. Owner, fumbles the bag a little bit there. Shinejez picks it up and runs with it. And now it's a 1 versus 2 for Virtuoso. Both these players incredibly low on HP. The first kill found. HE Grenade's going to sail in, but it's the wrong side. No time on the clock. Betera managing to steal a round away.
If Tripex had been on the other side, if the nade, they'd thrown it elsewhere, that round so easily could have swung. But that timer, that's what really damns them. And they were allowed 1 round where it got a little bit scary. Give them the benefit of the doubt. They pull off this amazing clutch. They're not going to be awarded a second. That one hurts to see a little bit.
This is a little bit of a swing round here. You can see both teams reinvesting. The money is not good for Betera, despite winning that round. They lost everybody. They've been forced to reinvest here. Apogee are much worse off. Like, let's not get this confused. Like, there's 2 5.7s, there's a couple of MP9s, and just that single AWP on Virtuoso. But both teams are on breaking point here. This round's incredibly important.
Yeah, and as you said, with Apogee coming into such an important round at such a disadvantage as well, this is going to need to be impressive. And you can see timeout being called from Betera. I think they have also realized how crucial everything needs to be, how impeccable their defense needs to be. And so, yeah, it's the early rounds going to decide a lot here. Are they going to let Massivul run rampant with the MAC-10 again?
I'd expect something relatively fast from Betera, judging by the fact that they've got 2 MAC-10s in play. And I think it might just be a B rush.
Rushing B, the MAC-10s at MAC-10, but here's Tripex, there's the first up. Dodges the HE kind of, but the rest of the team is going to be suffering a bit, but they don't clear Cloaku. Doesn't matter though, because he's just fumbling the shot. ShineJazz gets one. They still have the advantage, but there we go. It's a bloodbath.
I mean, what an absolutely monumental play from Prism. The 5.7 and armor in the back lines of the bomb site picks up 3 kills. Absolutely shutting down Betera. And I said that was a swing round. Betera down on eco. The money's gone.
It's not only is it a swing round in terms of the importance of the overall game, the economy, it's also, you've got to walk away from that with hurt feelings a little bit if you're Betera there. You know, oh, Elian's got the, oh, he did this yesterday and he got a kill with it as well, Index. It's, I don't like that the R rate is coming back into style, kind of.
Oh my goodness. Well.
And look, the utility, they've clearly got some semblance of a plan here.
It's usable in the right situations. It's a high damage weapon. We saw JL recently have a pretty massive clip with it. Just 4 kills on the B bomb site at Dust2. And Masval, the headshot machine, has managed to give an opening frag to Betera. Polo, able to claw one back.
That's the nades for the information. Not going to spot anything. There, however, is the sound cue that somebody is crazy enough to run the revolver. Which, if Apogee watched the match yesterday, they'd probably be aware might be something that happens. Ooh, Prism spots both of them, but they kind of line up a little bit there. However, has have to back away because noticed there was too many fronts to be fighting battles on there.
He's got so much information. He's going to be happy to back away with that one. Again, just reset the defense here. Gather with his teammate in order to be able to play together a little bit. If Prism flashes him in now, fantastic. Look at that. 1, 2, and a third. Mows them down. Nice bit of team play.
Yeah, this is, it's all up to the R rate. And Shadow, that's going to be a little bit of a problem as well. Lines up the shot. You can hear the click, but not able to fire it off. And Prism, yet again, such an impactful player as well. It's just the moments of excellence that we've seen coming out from him have been game-defining.
Yeah, absolutely. And really tightly played as a team as well. The fact that that sort of protocol's in place. They're asking each other for the utility, flashing in, giving themselves every advantage there. And now just 2 rounds away from knocking Betera down into relegations.
Yep, this could be it. Straight down mid, they head. Should I say that? Back into Donut a little bit. And definitely the right call, given the hindsight that we have, seeing them crawl towards A here. We do have that little bit of a presence from Tripex, having a look, trying to see if the coast is clear. He's going to have to deal with Polo. Unfortunately, he's dispatched of themselves. Virtuoso spots the first miss shot. It's information, calls on Swizz. The dispatch gets 1, gets 2, gets 3, taps away for the 4th with the sidearm. And that's 12. That's match point, series point in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, I mean, look, they're eco frags, but Swizz does make it look good. Betera going for an eco pop onto the A bomb site, a desperate attempt to maybe force a bomb plant, unsuccessful, and now it is series point for Apogee.
It's a rough one, 4 in a row needed, timeouts being called as well, and it doesn't look like they've got, I mean, it's now or never. If they do take it to overtime, then they get more timeouts. I do believe the current situation is 1 timeout per overtime.
Yep, I think
Might as well use them. You've got 2. Burn them now. Try get yourself in a position where you get them refreshed We get overtime, we get to try again, but 4 in a row needed. We've just really not seen them. 3 rounds this half is all that they have got. Maslow actually redeeming themselves a little bit here. I really don't think the slow start did them any favors. It needs to be now, needs to be those opening picks that we saw him getting away with over on Dust2. Have to see that same level of star quality once again.
Yeah, and Betera quite low on utility as well here. They've only got 2 smokes to work with. So whatever play they're going to make, likely going to have to do it soon. They don't have the luxury of being able to bait out opponents' util with their own. A lot of dry fights forthcoming here. Flash out into middle. They are going to take some initial control. Virtuoso in jungle is going to miss an absolute stinker. And Elian, in the meantime, has found a kill onto Clock Q as well. So 2-man advantage for Betera.
Stars starting to align here. Prism, however, wants to throw his name into the ring there. Gets one as another trade on his teammate. Masterful picking up the AWP. We've seen amazing things from him, but I don't think it's going to be needed. Prism, last one left alive. And yes, full HP in the whole of the A site to his name, but that doesn't even matter. This one should just be a save. Yes, they've got the money, but no, they really don't have much option to contend this round in the slightest.
Yeah, there's a couple of buys stashed away in the bank accounts here of Apogee, but there's no real need for Prism to throw his weapon away on a whim.
Especially if Betera want to go for this comeback. They're going to need the financial padding to keep these last 3 rounds in check.
Yeah, absolutely. The last thing you want is it to get up to 12-11 and you look
you're
in your
on
bank account,
Tech
you've got
9s, yeah.
peanuts, you're on a 5-7, a P250, yeah, horrendous. They are searching though. They've searched everywhere except jungle, and I think Owner might get the first pick here. Oh, the timing's horrific, but he's got his knife out and staring at the floor. So quick trade frag. Nobody surviving for Apogee. Not going to be the biggest issue, at least here in round 22, but if they don't put this map away quickly, then money issues are on the way.
This is how it spirals. This is how Betera makes these comebacks to take it to overtime. We saw it yesterday. Very much could see it again here as well, is that it all starts with one round that looks good, spirals, you lose it, you start to lose your cool, and then suddenly you're 12-12 on the scoreboard. I love this super fast play. We've not seen this. Standing in the fire. They must have heard this, but he's still going for more. Gets the pick, jumps back as well. That is crazy. And look, so much mid-control, suffocating them all out. If Polo here can find Shine Jess, it's all but over.
An inspired play from Virtuoso. Polo finding a pick as well. That's a second on the AWP. Just 2 players remain for Betera. Tripex is able to at least take down the AWP, but they're locked in at this point. Down at the bottom of the ramp is caught by Elian. A nice quick scope. Not able to find the follow-up, which leaves Tripex 1 versus 3. Quiet on Dust2. Is this the redemption arc? No. Apogee are going to take it 13-9, and they're going to knock them down into the lowers, into the relegations rather.
That is a rough one, and considering some of the other teams that we've seen in relegation, even from the rest of this season and from this low seed group as well, it is going to be a rough one, so commiserations there. But of course,